Good morning, everybody. Am I on? Can you hear me at the back there? Oh, you can now, certainly. Excellent. Well, lovely to see you all, and thank you all for coming to Business in Oxford 2018. This is our 5th annual event. Started off at the Side Business School, but now here at the King Centre for the 2nd year. So great to see you all, and thank you for giving up your time to come along today. So I'm Richard Rosser from B4, and we're the team that puts together Bio. A lot of hard work's gone into today's event, which I'm sure will be very enjoyable for you. Some good news to start with. There's some notable absences from today's event. I mean, there's some great faces here, recognisable faces from across Oxfordshire businesses. You probably had enough of the royal wedding, but here you go. These two can't make it. They're busy hatching plans for the first King or Queen of America. Thank Christ this guy can't make it. He's still stowed away in the depths of St George's Chapel, still preaching, I understand. So, and any Man United fans in the audience today? Yeah? No, come on, admit it. Well, they're not turning up because they didn't turn up on Saturday, let's face it. So unfortunately, well, my biggest fear about today is the weather. And unfortunately, so far, it's quite cool, but this place can get very hot, especially for you exhibitors in the main hall. So please do top up on water. We've got plenty of water. Anybody that needs anything, come to the front desk or in the main hall at the B4 desk. We've got plenty of water, so please do stay hydrated. And we've invested in some super state-of-the-art technology to make sure you keep nice and cool. So we'll be handing out mini £1 fans later on in the morning if anybody just wants to keep nice and cool. Right. Now, even though I don't want hot weather, there's one event which takes place this weekend, which is a fantastic event for those of you that might be participating or have participated. 2 people I spoke to over the past couple of weeks said they're not doing it this weekend because the time they had when they did do it was so superb that they didn't think they could better it. So I don't think that's you can't get a better endorsement for an event. So I'd like to introduce Phil Donegan to the stage. Phil's a special effect ambassador. He's also a participant of Twin Town. He's here on behalf of the main organiser, Brendan Cross. So on behalf of all of us at B4 and here today at Bio, we wish everybody taking place and special effects all the very best for this weekend. And Phil, welcome to the stage. Thank you.
Thanks, Richard, and good morning, everyone. Firstly, I'd like to thank you, Richard, B4, and also Bio for giving me just a minute or two to talk to you about Twin Town Challenge 2018. And I'd also like to just start by giving a massive thank you on behalf of the charity Special Effect to the Oxfordshire business community, whose support for this amazing event has been nothing short of awesome, frankly. There are lots of supporters and actually quite a lot of competitors here today in the room, so thank you. You're all incredible. So for those of you who don't know about Special Effects and about the Twin Town Challenge, Special Effect are an Oxfordshire-based charity who quite simply change people's lives. And they do this by putting fun and inclusion back into the lives of people with physical disabilities, by helping them to play video games and also to communicate and interact using technology. In terms of how the Twin Town Challenge event helps Special Effect to do this, basically the aim is to raise as much money for the charity as possible. But essentially this bank holiday weekend we'll be taking 100 cars costing no more than £500 a piece from Blenheim Palace to Le Touquet in France. There'll be about 600 competitors, there'll be 100 volunteers, and ultimately we're hoping to raise £500,000 for Special Effects. There'll be lots of fun challenges along the way, including a day at the local racing circuit, and also a massive street party in Le Touquet on Rue de Metz. And if the last 2 events are anything to go by, it's going to be a truly incredible and fun-filled weekend. The event starts at Blenheim Palace on Friday morning. We'll be arriving from 7:30 a.m. and you're all very welcome to join us to see us off. There'll be significant coverage by local and national media, and actually just the leaving party in itself is quite an event, so it'd be great to see you there. Anyway, if you'd like to know more about Twin Town Challenge or how you can support Special Effect, come and see us on the STL stand. We're here on stand 30. We've got lots of information with us, and we can also connect you with the guys and girls at the charity. There's also some cars here you may have noticed on your way in, some Twin Town Challenge cars, so go and check those out, see what it's all about. Finally, you can follow the event on Twitter and Facebook, so please help us get Twin Town 2018 trending. So that's it from me. Have a great bio, everyone, and thanks again on behalf of Special Effects for your incredible support today.
Thanks, Phil. Just a note, the official charity for today's event is Sobel House, and we've got Tim who's coming up to say a few words later. So, and a great opportunity for you later to perform for Sobel, which John will tell you all about later. So, any singers out there, we need you to put your best foot forward. So, thank yous. Loads of people to thank today. We reckon we'll have about 1,000 people on site today. So, from all of you delegates, the magic ingredient without which this event just wouldn't happen. So thank you for justifying a day out of the office. I'm sure not all of you can stay all day long, but do try and stay as long as you can. There's plenty of interactive experiences, lots of great talks. I'm sure you'll get lots out of today. And we've got a good lineup for the after party, which John again will talk to you about. Thank you again to the sponsors, the exhibitors, all of the suppliers that have helped make today happen. The B4 volunteers that are helping in the seminar rooms, the chairs and the hosts, and product partners. So all of you exhibitors, and one bit of feedback we had last year that some of the exhibitors felt that they were sold to more than they could sell. So we've lined up some local product suppliers to come in and give them a little bit of cake, a little bit of pastry, a little bit of gin, maybe a little bit of wine as well, just to keep them going. So if you're not plastered by the end of the day, then we've not done our job. Thank you to all the bio-influencers that have spread the word about bio. Thank you to you for your help, and the networking partners. And thanks to our hosts, to Maria, Sue, Michelle, and the rest of the team at the King's Centre. A big thank you to Moonlight, our new AV sponsors for this year, and I think you'll agree they've done a fantastic job here in the main hall. So thank you to James, to Tom, to John and to Ian and the rest of the team for supporting us and doing such a great job here. And to John and Joy, who you'll meet shortly, who will be speaking about our world-class and connected initiative and other representatives of the B4 community. So, what is Bio and why are you here? Well, B4, which is our business, a networking business, started Bio 5 years ago. B4, arguably Oxfordshire's largest business community, and we launched Bio 5 years ago to help Oxfordshire businesses connect. Bob Price, what are you now, Bob? Outgoing ex-leader of the... Former leader of the City Council said, Richard, how can you help us connect with the local business community? And this event was really born out of that conversation, and hopefully you'll agree we've taken it from strength to strength. B4 and Bio have got a lot left in the tank in terms of growth, and we've got some great plans for the rest of this year and going forward, as you will hear shortly. Bio has established itself as a must-attend event. It's in everybody's calendar to come along every year, and it gets bigger. It's an action-packed day, as I've already said, so please do get the most out of it. Get around as many exhibitors as you possibly can, meet as many people as you possibly can, and attend as many of the presentations as you can. Although you can register for presentations, please do walk into whichever ones take your fancy. There's no ticking off at doors, so come and go as you would. Well, try not to go during presentations if you can help it. Please just go to as many as you possibly can, but please do show respect to the presenters, who in turn have put a lot of hard work into the day, and it'd be great for you to hear what they've got to say. Right, today is about growth, collaboration, and working smarter, to ensure that Oxfordshire not only remains an enjoyable part of the country to work in, but also innovative, pioneering, and a growing part of the world. So our hope for you today is that you'll be further inspired by the economic environment in which you work, and the plethora of businesses working here, many of whom are represented today. Which moves us on to World Class and Connected. So on your seats you've got a small booklet which tells you a little bit more about our initiative. And taking all of these various ingredients into consideration, we've come up with this new initiative to help try and bind Oxfordshire businesses and through the B4 community to grow the B4 community, so that you're all connected and that together we can overcome some of the challenges which you're all too aware of facing Oxfordshire, the great county that it is. We have got challenges. Let's work together and provide support as Oxfordshire grows. Next week we'll be sending out a fuller document online which will give a bit more explanation about the various initiatives that we've put together. And shortly we'll be showing you the first airing of the World Class and Connected promotional video. And I know I'm going to embarrass him, but Rob, congratulations, you've done a fantastic job. This is normally when he walks out of the room or hides behind the curtain, but hopefully you'll agree it's an inspirational video and will get you uplifted for the rest of the day. After the video, we'll hear from members of the B4 community who'll tell you a bit more about all the exciting developments that we've got. And if you're not a B4 member and you'd like to join today, do visit the B4 stand, which is in the main hall on the left-hand side. We've got some gold envelopes there with some bonus exposure that you can take advantage of if you become a B4 member today. So I'm doing everything that I'm telling everybody else not to sell, but I'm using this opportunity. I think I've maybe got a bit of license to do that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much again for coming along today. Have a fantastic day, and hopefully you'll take out the positive experiences today and want to work with us and everybody else here today. Thank you.
I feel a little emotional after that. What a great video. Thank you, Richard. Well, welcome everybody, and what a lot of lovely faces, John.
Absolutely.
So, B4...
Yes, I can confirm that now with my glasses.
B4 is a community, of course, for like-minded businesses who understand the power of making the right connections, and that video was all about connectedness. How wonderful. We all know a lot of businesses done very well. We also know a lot of businesses done badly. But there is no doubt at all that when we do business with people whom we know and whom we trust, it really is the best kind of business to be doing. And in a world where time is a precious commodity, making right connections that enable us all to get the job done well and efficiently is a surefire way of keeping that precious commodity, time, on our side.
Thank you, Joy. B4 has grown rapidly in the last 9 months to a year, but also it was founded on the whole idea of B4 was building bridges between businesses so that we can collaborate, so that we can become better businesses, but also better business people who can collaborate more effectively. That's why I think it's so important to become more involved, to actually contribute ideas as well as collaborate. That's what makes the trusted network that we are developing further even as we speak. And I think that's one of the great foundations, thinking about those things as a bridge between businesses, but also as bridges between business leaders, business thinkers, and how we can all innovate. Back to you, Jim.
But of course, we've got much more to look forward to than everything that's been done already. And following that fantastic video, we would like to hear from some other B4 members who are now going to tell you a little bit more about plans for the future. Things like being forward-thinking, being all-inclusive, being innovative, value-adding. B4 is continually thinking of ways to improve your membership of this, the leading business-to-business community in the area. So I'd like to start, please, with Kath Convery of ELS, who's going to talk about the B4 Knowledge Bank.
Hey, look! They come through the back, so we're coming through the back. That's quite intimidating. I'm a trainer by background, so I'm now really uncomfortable because I don't train by just standing at the front and talking to people. So I need a bit of audience participation immediately. I want to talk about B4 Knowledge Bank. How many of you read books routinely? Just raise your hand. Fabulous, loads of you. And how many will pick up a book because it's been recommended by a friend? How many see a book and go, oh, I really like that title, it looks rather swanky when you're in the bookshop? And how many of you will look at a YouTube video? We get knowledge from lots of different ways, don't we? Most of you were just saying that your reason for choosing a book was because a friend recommended it. That's one of the main reasons that you choose a book. And I think that the reality is, with regards to the way we learn things these days, we'll choose to look for a lot of different choices of input. Some of those will be published articles or books. Some of them will be on YouTube. In fact, it's an increasing use of YouTube now. You know, if you buy a car, my husband's just bought a new electric car, can't get it to work, so what does he do? He YouTubes it because it will tell him there. But how do you know who's actually talking to you on YouTube? How do you trust that individual? Well, partly you do it by the number of likes that YouTube clip has got, don't you? If it's got thousands, you go, oh, that must be okay. But you then stroll through a whole host of advertising, a whole host of stuff that you really don't want before they get to the 2-minute nugget that you're really after. Well, that's where B4 Knowledge Bank comes in. As a community, we thought that actually we trust each other, we work in collaboration really well, so why don't we look, instead of looking to YouTube, look for our own knowledge bank? And Richard, with a group of people who are predominantly working in the training and coaching field, suggested to us that why don't we put together a knowledge bank? Why don't we put together articles, videos, just cut pieces that we can use amongst our own community? Maybe how do you figure out how to use the new analytics on Facebook in order to increase your exposure on Facebook? Maybe looking at LinkedIn and how you use LinkedIn more effectively. But there are so many different things that each one of us knows. Why aren't we sharing that knowledge? And that's where Knowledge Bank comes in. We'd really like your support in this. We're hoping that it'll be a great asset for members to actually use and share, but also if you're quite happy to speak in front of a camera, maybe you want to do a piece to camera that talks about a specific cut piece. So that's what Knowledge Bank is. We're really excited about it, just about to start. There will be shouts coming out, and I know that there's an advert. It's area 7 in the World and Connected that you've had on your seats. So I'm going to introduce the person that frankly needs no introduction because most of you will know him. I'd like to introduce the most impressive, amazingly well-connected Mike Foster.
Thanks, Kath. So I've been asked to talk about the B4 referral programme, which in your booklet is page 2021. And my quote for the world-class and connected report you can see on the screen makes reference in a couple of places to the word collaboration. And for me, B4 is a community of like-minded businesses and individuals. It's a community where collaboration is very evident, and it's a community where we can know, like and trust each other. And for me, that's all in the B4 DNA. And I know, talking to many of you, it's a community and a type of organisation that we all want to be part of. Now that might sound strange coming from me, because a few of you know that I run a couple of business networking groups in Oxfordshire myself for the last 10 years. But in the last 6 months, I've had no hesitation in recommending nearly 20 businesses to the B4 community. And I'm a huge advocate of the B4 referral programme. And for me, I believe that a community built on referrals can only actually move forward. So inviting like-minded people to join a community is how together we can build a community of strength that supports the message and ensure that Oxford and Oxfordshire is world-class and connected. Now, we all know good networks here, and we all know networks where there's what I call card spillers, those that are distributing their cards without invitation. But I have no hesitation in referring people within the B4 network, because I know all the members are contributing to that common goal of a community that we can all trust. And as an example, recently at the B4 event at Milton Park, I was asked in my role as B4 connector to introduce a few businesses. And I had no hesitation, not even a second thought, to introduce the people that I thought of, because for me the trust is already established within the community. So I encourage you to support the B4 referral programme, refer business associates, and together let's build that B4 community that contributes for each and every one of us, that builds on the region's strengths, but also contributes to those overcoming challenges that we all face individually and also the communities that we support. Thank you.
Good morning. Today's programme clearly reflects the significant shift we're all experiencing in the way we're doing business. I'm looking forward to delivering a session this morning on the interdependence of profit and purpose, as I'm passionate about business as a force for good, because it's good for business. Despite enjoying one of the strongest local economies in the country, we still have some challenging social and environmental issues, as we saw on the video earlier. I believe we have a shared responsibility for this and importantly, see significant opportunities for us all by coming together across sectors to help make our economy one that is more inclusive and works for everyone. World Class and Connected includes a number of opportunities to underpin our progress in this area, and I'm delighted to be supporting Richard and his team in developing B4 values. But these values must be shared and therefore co-created with B4 members, and we're very much looking forward to that engagement over the coming weeks. B4 has an impressive membership, full of companies like yours, many doing so much to contribute to our economy and communities. I'm keen to help support and promote this however I can, so that we can inspire each other and others, collaborate and make an even more positive impact. We would like B4 values to reflect this attitude and commitment. So the ways in which we trade and treat our customers and suppliers fairly and honestly, becoming employers of choice, attracting, retaining and developing quality people, a diverse and inclusive workforce and caring for their well-being, reducing our impact on the local environment, and how companies are more deeply embedding themselves in our local communities, more creatively than ever, genuinely and authentically. And on that topic, I'm delighted to pass over to Tim of Sobel.
Good morning. I'm the Corporate Partnerships Manager for Sobel House, which is the adult hospice based here in Oxford on the Churchill Hospital site. We focus on quality of life, respecting each person's dignity and uniqueness. Our aim is to support people in living as well and as fully as possible in the time that they have left. Every day, our dedicated medical team care for around 150 people in the local hospital, the community, and in the actual hospice. Sobel House has been doing this for over 40 years. To actually provide the care, we very much rely on the kindness and generosity of so many people and organisations throughout the Oxford community. A growing area of support very much comes from the business community. The support we've received from the Oxfordshire business community has dramatically increased over the past few years. Being part of the supportive B4 business community has made a big positive difference to Sobel House. It has enabled me personally to connect with a hugely diverse group of businesses, from sole traders to large companies employing hundreds of people, from new startups, entrepreneurs with fantastic innovative ideas, to established well-known companies that have been around for a very long time. For me, working for a charity, this is the great joy and advantage of being part of B4. A great quote from Winston Churchill: "We make a living out of what we get and a life out of what we give." Through B4, I'm working with some incredible business leaders who want to make a big, positive difference to the lives of other people, who want to give something back to the community that we are all part of. B4 gives Sobel House a great platform to connect with the Oxfordshire business community in a very supportive and a very positive way. Thank you.
It's brilliant to be here today to speak to you on behalf of Next. Next is an exciting new addition to the B4 platform, providing the next generation with their own form of events and opportunities to connect with creatives and professionals who face similar challenges. From a personal viewpoint, and I know this to be true of other under-25s, we need opportunities like this to help us develop and grow. Come and find out more about Next in our session at 2:15 here in the Thames Hall. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. As you saw on the fantastic video, Oxfordshire is an amazing place for business and has been for quite a long time. But the irony is that there's never really significantly been a voice for business that's able to channel the thoughts and the opinions of business towards the other stakeholders in the area, particularly towards us in the political sphere. And when we set up the Economic Development Steering Group for the City Council back in 2009 and the LEP in 2011, in neither case was there a body of established business voice that we could go to get the sense of what the business community wanted. So for us, in the wider stakeholder community, the establishment of the B4 Oxfordshire voice is absolutely important because it's an opportunity for you to voice your concerns, to share solutions, and to think about things collectively so the business community can speak as a collectivity to the wider stakeholder community. We've got fantastic growth already happening, and the potential for the future, as Nigel will tell you in a minute, is enormous. We are at the heart of almost every new technology which is emerging globally, and the UK will support us, the UK government is supporting us to a range of different initiatives. We need to make the most of that because the supply chains to those new technologies cover all the businesses which are here today and your colleagues in different small businesses around the county. I'm really excited about the opportunities which B4 Oxfordshire Voice presents for us because it's the first time that we have a coherent way in which the views of the community can be channeled into all the different aspects of decision making, not just locally but also nationally, because through the LEP we are connected nationally to the government departments and to the various elements of the government machine, particularly now, of course, the new research council structure in UKRI. When we set up the idea of Oxfordshire Business Voice through BIO, it's clear from BIO just how powerful the connecting businesses can be. So the voice is meant to be a continuous process, rather like the business in Oxford is today, so that we can have that process of communication throughout the whole year. And we want to discover solutions together over the next few years which will contribute to the continued success of our county, success of your businesses, and success of the whole of the UK economy. So please do join Oxfordshire Business Voice and make the most of it. Thanks very much.
Good morning. I'm the last of that line of speakers, and what I wanted to really do was just reflect on the values and the opportunity that comes through B4, through BIO, through the work that we do with partners across the business community. And it's perhaps worth just pausing and reflecting on things like the economy itself. How are we doing now? Oxfordshire's worth £22 billion to the UK economy today as we operate. We've got significant business growth, over 30,000 VAT-registered businesses that are generating real wealth. 43,000 new jobs over the last 5 years, net new full-time equivalent jobs in Oxfordshire, with a community, a business community that's thriving, that's technology-driven and is supporting the communities within which they work. We've got world-class resource, world-class universities. We have an economic plan agreed back in 2014, refreshed in 2016, that set a direction of travel. Bob's referred to it, other speakers before. It celebrates the kind of strengths in our economy, but it sets a really significant ambition about where we're going, where we want to be, and how we're going to grow as a community, as a business community together. And we've also recently been asked to lead on one of 3 trailblazer areas for government's response to industrial strategy. Interestingly, it's neither industrial nor a strategy. It's about driving the economy. It's not about traditional industry. It's about new technology, new growth, and actually defining what future technologies might look like in Oxfordshire. We've also had very successful support through our Science Innovation Audit, looking at the next generation of new business, whether that's data-led applications around space, whether it's digital health, quantum computing, and the potential that that has to dynamically change the way that we manage data and the speed at which we process that data. and also connected autonomous vehicles. For those of you who are driving around Oxfordshire and see the Driven project, the chap sat in the wheel with his hands on his knees isn't driving the car, he's just there to stop spooking you when you move up to a set of traffic lights, because it's fully autonomous. But what that's meant is we've been successful. Bob touched on it. We've delivered collectively, and it's we, and I'll keep saying that throughout this short slot, about £500 million worth of investment into Oxfordshire's economy over the last 5 years. We've had a successful housing and growth deal, another 200 million plus, and we've got probably another 300 to 400 million in the wings of really significant investment focused on realising potential. So for me, that business community needs to engage. It needs a mechanism to engage to help us to prioritise, to look at that future investment requirement. And the mechanism around a world-class and connected Oxfordshire, with the support of the network, with the support of B4 members, is something that we as a LEP and a wider partnership see as a critical component in helping to shape that future. So for me, in summary, the platform that's created through that connected world-class opportunity is as important as the outcome, is as important as the things that we do. Reinforcing that partnership, strengthening that, creating a platform to inform, to challenge, because we need that in that mix, and also to engage. So world-class and connected is what we need to be. Importantly, we need to realise our potential. Thank you very much.
So thank you to all those speakers, and now we're just going to share with you some details on today. So today in numbers, over 900 registrations, 55 presentations, 90 exhibitors, and it's probably going to reach more than 22 degrees.
There really is an awful lot to benefit from today and take advantage of. So obviously your conference programme is very comprehensive, but there's an awful lot of other things to take advantage of, whether it be the speed networking, whether it be the apps we have, whether it be the fantastic F1 simulator as well. I nearly said stimulator like I normally do. The learning play zone, there really is a lot going on, and at the end of the day we will be
Okay, at the end of the day, we will be having a drink.
Several drinks, in fact.
Several drinks. Are we going right to the end? So,
we are.
So what we're hoping is that you will join us for a drink. And when...
On behalf of Sobel House, we'll be doing the lip sync challenge. So any ideas of who should sing what? We've had some very, very interesting suggestions already. Bob Price singing My Way, which I thought was a great one. Somebody wanted to sing I Shot the Sheriff. I don't know where he is. Wherever he... But any suggestions, it would be wonderful. It's all for a fantastic charity. There's so much to take advantage of today. And I think it's very important that we all thank the B4 team for putting this all together. There's a lot of logistical stuff, so we would like to stick to timings as well. But I think we should all thank the B4 team. They'll all be on hand all day, but they've done an awful lot of work in the build-up to this. So thanks very much, B4 team. And thank you very much indeed. There's some fantastic speakers, some really, really interesting interactive sessions as well. So really have a fantastic day. And remember, it's about collaboration, it's about growth. You should go away with sort of improved business processes, but also some new ideas for your business, not to mention hundreds of new connections to increase your business as well. Thanks very much indeed, and thank you to B4 and Bio 2018. Thanks very much.